do I really deserve? Can understand how important it is to in deciding grades and also in deciding scores of. Now I want to do something new that unlike what I have done in my bachelor's. And here in IIT we don't create any toy projects. Let me clear this thing. And the funniest part is I was not able to understand anything that he's saying. Able to find resources that easily. And I have a bad habit of will not die doing without doing any work. Unfortunately, it was rejected there. The way you choose your guide is very much. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to share my experience of master's thesis project. So do I really deserve this thesis award or not? In my previous video, I have shared a brief of my master's thesis project experience and also the challenges I have faced. In this video, I am going to go a bit deeper and explain how things work here and also the journey of 1 year of master's thesis project and how I ended up getting the best thesis award. First and foremost, let me clear you, in whole first year, complete first year, we have study and exam kind of thing. We have certain courses and we have to study those courses and give the examination and we'll be getting some grades. And when it comes to our second year, we have master's thesis project whole year, like 3 and 4 semesters. In the first year, it is first and second semester, which is having courses. And in the second year, it is 3-4 semesters, which is having master's thesis project. Third semester, we have 24 credits for thesis project. And in fourth semester, we have another 24 credits for master's thesis project. A total of 48 credits were there for this particular master's thesis project. You can understand how important it is to in deciding grades and also in deciding scores of in our journey in IIT. And let me clear you one more thing. Once I have entered into IIT, I never bothered about these grades and stuff because in my bachelor's I have already ran behind these grades and all those stuff, and I'm done with that part. Like now I want to explore something new. Like I want to do some meaningful research. So more than grades, the work that I am going to do excited me more. That actually made my journey more interesting, I would say. Now I want to do something new that unlike what I have done in my bachelor's. As I said in my previous video that we get a chance to choose our professor in second semester. Actual work starts from third semester for this master's thesis project. Before each student gets allocated to a particular professor, a professor can run a campaign kind of thing to advertise his research areas, and also to say what he is working on and what he is expecting out of this master's thesis project. All these things they can advertise. Similarly, the professor I have choose to also advertise a similar kind of thing. But before that, I have already approached him and I was already decided to work under him. This advertisement or campaign happened after I have approached my professor and also been taken under him. That particular campaign, he has said various research areas that he is working on and also the achievements that he has from his research lab previously, and also what he is expecting from our end. And he straight away said, if you are not able to implement any frameworks, just refrain from coming under me. He straight away said that thing. So after attending his meeting, I went into a bit dilemma whether I can reach his expectations or not. Even though I have certain research experience prior and I am ahead of most of my classmates and most of my friends, still I have a dilemma. Like I felt to be responsible that I should not, because of me, the project should not get affected. And here in IIT, we don't create any toy projects. Let me clear this thing. Like we work on some real world projects which are directly used in industries. That is the project, and it should not delay the project and it should not hamper any of the work because of lack of our knowledge. That is what I thought. And I mailed my professor stating that, sir, I might not reach your expectations. This is my current scenario. Am I still eligible to work under you? Then my professor replied just S. He replied with just an S. This thing was happened in around my second semester, January. After 2 months, around in March or so, he just mailed me that let us discuss your master's thesis project. Meet me once. So I went to meet him, and he was there with other person who is project staff under him, and he said he is going to leave, that project staff is going to leave in few days, so you need to take over the code base and you try to learn all those things and let me know how much you are able to do the things. He said these things to me. I and that project staff person just made a meeting, and we sat together and he started explaining me things. And the funniest part is I was not able to understand anything that he's saying. Actually, the work is in the domain of compiler security. It is conversion of this intermediate representation to C level. Why we are doing and all those stuff, I'll do some other video to explain all those stuff. So he started explaining me everything, but my mind is like blank. What the heck he is saying? Like I was not able to understand anything that he's saying, and I straight away said to him, please stop here. I'll do my part of try to learn those things, and I'll come back to you whenever I stuck or whenever I was not able to do some progress in this project. Then he said, okay, that's fine, you can come back to me whenever you're stuck in the project. After few days, I started understanding the code base and also doing some experiments, implementation part, all those stuff. My NSEM examination, second semester NSEM examination has come. Tomorrow I am having some examination, and I still doing the part of my MTP back then in my second semester before my NSEM examination. And let me say, at that time, during that time, some of my friends even don't know who is their supervisor also. Even in my summer holidays, I went to home for just 1 week of time, that too to attend my sister's marriage. And after that, I came back and I started working on the things again. Initially, I find it bit difficult in this domain, the domain that I have worked on. Like there were handful resources over the internet. Like there were very less resources, and you will not able to find resources that easily. You need to explore research papers and all those implementation stuff, and this is very new kind of thing. So I struggled a lot in my initial days, and I have a bad habit of not able to say no to anything. If my professor said something which is not possible, even then I cannot say no to him. Like I used to say, okay, sir, okay, I'll do this thing. Gradually, I somehow managed to do those things, but I used to struggle a lot in that process. Because of not able to say that no, I used to struggle a lot. Sometimes it is good to say no for the things which are not possible. My first work I have finished in around 3 months of time, and I have 1 month of time before the evaluation of phase 1 starts. Like the evaluation of MTP happens in 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 happens in November ending, and phase 2 happens in typically May to June plot of time. So before my like phase 1 evaluation, I have 1 more months of time to work on other project, and my professor communicated me a small project on compilers itself, but this time it's on performance of compilers, and I was able to do that as well within that time and presented my phase 1 presentation. It went well, and the professors in the panel appreciated, and I got good grade also. And by that time, my evaluation has been completed. My third work is also communicated to me by my professor. During this particular time where I was very much involved in my like master's thesis project, we have these placement examinations, placement interview preparation, and all those. And I used to give most of the time for my thesis only. Like I used to give very less amount of time to placements, because at the end of the day, if you have done some good amount of work, anyway you'll get some job. You'll not die doing without doing any work. This is what I believe. Like what you have taken out from your MTP or MTech for that matter, it is what important for me. So that's why I concentrate more on my master's project and thesis project. I felt it's to be more interesting than these things. What excites me more is finding a research problem, try to formulate the solution for that problem, and try to solve it somehow with the available tools and available things. That's what excites me more than the things like solving already existing all those algorithms. Like I want to find something new rather than what is there, using what is there. So it worked for me. In October and November we have tests, placement tests, and December we used to have these interviews for the placements. Around December first week we have interviews, and whole of October and November we have tests. Once we have completed our thesis phase 1 evaluation, at the end of November or so it was completed, and December first week we have these placement interviews. I think I was placed in around third day or fourth day, exactly I don't remember, but I was placed in between those 2 days. And the day I placed, in the evening I went to my professor, and straight away I asked him him what we are going to do for the third work. The deadline for sending paper to some conference is around December 20. So I said we have 17 odd days. So let's work on that 17 odd days and we'll be sending it to that conference. Unfortunately, it was rejected there, but we have sent it to other venue later on and it was got accepted there. So that's a different story. And let me say, it is not that easy or that trivial to get a paper getting accepted. Like, you have many papers submitted and there is some criteria they should follow, and they should accept some handful number of papers from the pool of all those papers. It went to many revisions. Like, let me give you some example of mine itself. We have one paper, it went till 11-12 revisions. Means, like, my professor take the copy, he look at the changes that I have made and he do the corrections, he do all the corrections and he give it back to me, and I need to incorporate all those corrections in this paper. It went till 11 iterations or 11 revisions. I can see the difference between my first paper, like first version, as well as the 11th version. I can feel the difference. Like, it is so much refined that it says how much I have learned in that process. Like, actually this revision, or that's why I believe that guidance is also very much important. The way you choose your guide is very much important. It plays very crucial role when, if you are so serious about your project. Like, that is what I have faced in my MTP project. Initial days, I thought, when I was showing him the fourth or fifth revision kind of thing, I felt like, why he is saying all these changes, unnecessary changes, again making me to make all these changes. But when I see the difference between those previous versions and the refined version, I feel, yes, this is actually required if you want to do some meaningful work. So after doing certain corrections, we have sent it to submitted to certain conference around December 20, and then the reviews will come around Feb midweek. So I got this time of January, and I started putting less hours than I used to put previously, because it is already submitted. That is somewhat lenient you will get when you submit paper to conference or journal. It is the time that you will relax a bit. So I also started relaxing a bit. So around end of January 26 or 27, we got some long weekend and we went to some trip. There I met with small bike skid accident and my leg got injured. Fortunately, it was not fractured, but it got injured with minor injury. But the leg pain is severe, and doctor said you need to take rest or else you will face hardships in your long term. Like, you will face some ligament issues and all those things. But I thought of leaving to my home at that time, because it is very severe. The pain is very severe. But the thing is, these reviews of my submitted paper comes in February midweek. By that time, I have used some medication and still the pain is there. So February midweek, the reviews came. It is rejected. The paper got rejected. Then I said myself, so I am not going to home. So if I go home, this work will be left over here, and there is no meaning for the work that I have done previously. Like, all the hard work that I have done will go into vain. That's what I thought, and I just thought I will not go to home and I'll do this. I'll complete and I'll submit somewhere else, and then only I'll make a decision of going home or not. Then I do some corrections and all those things. We have sent it to other place. Luckily, it got accepted based on the reviews we have seen. In the meantime, I also worked on couple of works in this process. Like, one is on hardware fuzzing and the other one is also the assertion generation. I'll make separate video on technical details of these projects. Maybe I'll do in separate video. And around in June midweek, my presentation was scheduled and it went well and I got good grade, which is AS. Also, I was awarded the best thesis award for the works, all the works I have done. I done certain evaluation criteria for their own, and they have awarded me best thesis awardee. And let me say, if I would have gone to my home at that time of injury, I would not have got this best thesis award now. Because if I leave the work there itself, it is no one else will do my work. Why the heck the other one do and give me credit? I have to do my work and I should get the credit of my work. So that is what happened in my case. So this is a long one year long journey from like almost many ups and downs. Maybe in the next video I'll go into technical details of what we have exactly done in our project, each project technical details. See you in the next video. Thank you.